Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Bat Around. I'm your host, Paul Valley. With me, as always, from Pigtown Sports, he is Zach Moore. I say good evening. I guess it's about as good as it can be, considering the Orioles just gave away golden opportunity after golden opportunity this week. My God, it was a cavalcade of errors.
You're pulling out big words now. This is how I know Paul's angry. There's big words coming out.
Oh man, like just like demoralizing, back-breaking, gut-wrenching, just vomit-inducing play from this
all
team.
Offensively, honestly. A little bit of defense, but
a team that should have gone 5-1 this past week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And instead, they go 2-4.
Yeah.
But before we get into any of that, I want to remind you today's show brought to you by Help My Gambling Problem. If you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit helpmygamblingproblem.org for free confidential services. That's 1-800-GAMBLER or visit helpmygamblingproblem.org for free confidential services. Also, today's show brought to you by Warnken Law. When you need results in Baltimore, you don't play small ball. If you've been hurt in a crash, call 443-RESULTS or visit warnkenlaw.com. That's 443-RESULTS. Dude, game one against the Red Sox, the Orioles make 4 errors. They have the tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position with 2 outs in the top of the 9th, and O'Neill smacks the line drive, hits it hard, shortstop makes a great play, game over.
Yeah.
Game 2, there was a rain out. You have the doubleheader. Kramer gives up 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. The Orioles outscore them 3-2 the rest of the way. You lose that ball game 6-3. You win the ball game in the second game of the doubleheader. You salvage a game out of the series. You salvage 4-2 between Houston and Boston. You're feeling good about things. Then you have a 1-run lead with 5 outs to go. Rico Garcia gives up the home run. You take it to extras. You blow it in extras. You lose that ball game. You win game 2, though. You tried to give it away in the exact same manner. Yep. All over again, with Rico Garcia giving up the game-tying home, but you don't let it get to extras, because Dylan Beavers gets after the holiday double, Dylan Beavers gets the RBI walk-off single. Then you go to today, and today, I'm going to take... the Orioles were dead in the water. Yep. They were dead in the water. I left to go to the pool to be with my wife and my daughter and my mother-in-law and her boyfriend. I get there, I'm not watching, Alonso hits a home run. Then you have the error on the Leody Tavares ground ball in the bottom of the 9th. They end up scoring the tying run. I didn't see how that run scored, but they end up scoring the tying run. You go to the 10th inning. I turn the game on when I see it's in the 10th inning. The Braves have runners on first and second, nobody out. I said, nope, I'm not doing this. I turned it off. They get out of the inning. So Then I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch the bottom of the 10th. The Orioles have to win this game. Runner on second, nobody out. They're going to get him over, get him in. I haven't watched this team before, right? And they load the bases with nobody out for Gunnar Henderson. Any other season, you're feeling good.
Feeling really good.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, he can't blow this unless he strikes out. And then he smacks a line drive, double play. And not just a double play, but the kind of double play that doesn't even score a run.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. You shouldn't be coming off the bag with the ball in the air. Roger Bales, $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much. He says, love you both. Keep it going. Just hate how this national media always says we need to trade for pitching. I get the pen is rough sometimes, but man, this offense is brutal. Thank you again for the super chat. I want to touch on that. The starting pitching has only given up 12 earned runs in the last 6 games, with Dean Kramer giving up 6 of those. And we went 2-4.
Mm-hmm. Dude, they have the second best rotation ERA in baseball since May 22nd. We talked about this on last week's show. And I don't know if that's still the same stat, but the pitching's been phenomenal this week. So it's got to even be better than that at this point.
The pitching's been phenomenal for a while.
And they're 29-26 in those 55 games.
Yeah.
You have a starting rotation pitching to a 3 ERA for
Right.
over 2 months, and you're 3 games above 500.
Below
I feel
500.
Well, no, they're 29 and 26. They're 3 games above 500 in those games. I feel like I'm screaming into the void. What are we doing? Like
An offense that we thought was going to carry the starting staff this year.
And then David Rubenstein in that Kyle Bradish press conference gives Mike Elias a vote of confidence and talks about how thrilled they've been with him and the injuries aren't his fault.
Do you really think he's going to say anything different?
No, and I don't expect him to, but I don't need him to say that either. You know what I mean? Like the one injury that's been the constant all year is Jordan Westberg.
Yeah.
It's the only injury that's like a legitimate excuse. All the other ones, like I don't want to hear it because Adley and Basayo have been here most of the year. Now, do you buy what a lot of these fans are saying where they're like, Adley with inflammation or Adley with the wrist issue and then the inflammation, and it's like, no, these guys need to be out there playing. Do you buy that? Because I don't think that if they could play, they wouldn't be.
I mean, listen, is a 50 or 60% of Adley better than Sam Huff?
Yeah.
Yes. Offensively, yes. Defensively, no. Like, you're getting the same. Those guys are very good defensive catchers. That's why they've been in the league forever when they still can't hit. They're very good defensively. Could you call up Creed Williams? Sure. You're not getting Creed Williams AAA numbers in the big leagues. You're just not. You're not even going to remotely get close to it. Like Norfolk inflates absolutely everything, and I think the Orioles knew that. That's why they kept Encarnacion Strand down there for so long. Like you have to really, really prove it. Other than just hitting the ball over the fence in Norfolk when you can sneeze and hit a home run sometimes. Listen, these guys, they're here to do a job for a couple weeks, 10 days, hopefully. Like, I get it. You would have liked to have something else after last year, but you don't. And I don't know. I don't know if you wanted to sell high on Creed Williams. Do you think a team wants his clock started? No,
and that's why he's not here. Also, is they're not going to start the clock because their 2 catchers are on the 10-day IL.
Yeah,
and look, Sam Huff shouldn't be here, but here's the situation: he ended 2 games that you should have won. I mean, there was a point where he had 4 at-bats in 2 games, and he struck out on 13 pitches.
Yeah.
The minimum that you can see in those 4 bats is 12.
Yeah.
Like, it's egregiously bad. And somebody said Albie's not the problem. Players have to perform. That's Timothy Park, 47-53.
There's only so many times you can keep blaming the manager. You keep blaming Mike Elias. Like, the fact of the matter, our core is not playing how they should at all. Like, this is 1,000% the core's problem. Could you blame Mike sometimes for not bringing in some pitching and maybe not being as aggressive at the trade deadline and whatnot? Yes, 100%. Right this moment, this season, Mike did his job. Yeah. And he brought the talent here. The talent that was already here isn't playing well. Everything he's brought in is.
Like you want to talk about how everybody was so upset that he didn't go out and sign an ace. The starting rotation has been better than we ever expected them to be. Ever. They have been so good for so long.
I think you expected Bradish to pitch pretty good and Trevor Rogers to pitch pretty good. Nobody expected for Brandon Young to do what he's doing. No. Not at all. No. Baz, I think we expected a little bit better out of Baz this year. I'm sorry, I said his name wrong first. He's been respectable, not great.
No scoreless outings yet.
Right. They were kind of pumping him up a little bit to be like an ace type. And the stuff is there. We see it on TV, just not consistently enough. But, he's been good. Right? If he stays at a 3 and a 4, I think you're pretty happy with that. Yeah. When Bassett went down, I think we all thought, we were getting something pretty decent out of Bassett this year, we thought. Right? He comes out, he struggles, he gets hurt. You got to turn to the next guy. Like, this rotation has been kind of put their back to the wall the entire season. And they've stood tall the whole time. The whole time. Nobody expected to see this coming. Nobody.
Yeah. Well, and you look at it, we were all screaming, you need to get an ace, you need to get an ace. And then the rotation comes out, and they struggle to start. Bradish and Boz, and they all struggled to start. But since May, this rotation has been one of the best in baseball. Your bullpen can't hold a 1-run lead ever. Can't hold a 1-run lead ever.
Well, the problem is that they're always. I mean, every time they're really relied on, it's 2-1. It's 3-2. Like,
well, and your offense does not score early.
Right.
They don't score often, and they seem to not be able to score until their backs are against the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's 3 runs.
Yeah.
And again, I get it. Blaze is hurt. Basayo's hurt. Westberg is hurt. Adley's hurt. That's fine. But, like, where my issue with Alvarez is, like, why do you need to pinch hit O'Neill in the 6th inning?
Don't. He's made some bad decisions.
You know? And so
part of me thinks that, like, they go into their game plan with all this already scripted, and they just follow the script.
Yeah.
They just follow the script.
As soon as the left-handed pitcher comes in, we're bringing in O'Neill. You know?
Like, and it's like they say, okay, you know what? Rico is getting the 8th. I don't care that Trevor Rogers is throwing 88 pitches. Rico's getting the 8th.
Yeah.
Like,
that was ridiculous.
It seems a little scripted. Now, you could maybe make the argument, and maybe their choice of words is just terrible. That's very possible. Maybe you make the argument about pitch counts and whatnot, but just come out and say it. Just say it.
It's the end of July.
Yeah.
If you don't want your pitcher throwing beyond 90 pitches in a game, then that's a whole other issue. And yeah, I know that Rogers has had some games where he struggled later in the game, but like he's been phenomenal for 2 months. He's been phenomenal.
The doubt.
You send him back out there.
Yeah.
And if he puts a runner on, he puts a runner on. But then to make the same mistake twice and bring the same pitcher in with the same result 2 games in a row, it's like pitching to Bobby Witt in the AL Wild Card Series with first base open and the go-ahead run on base 2 games in a row. How do you do it?
I will say that Drake Baldwin's was just a hell of a piece of hitting. Like that was a pretty decent pitch.
Shit's
way out of the
given
zone.
equals 0. The results are all that I give a shit about, and the result is home run. But I'm not coming at you, man.
I get it. I mean, just that's baseball. Sometimes you make a good pitch and a guy hits it out. Like it just happens. Doesn't happen for us very often, but
nope.
You know. So I mean, I wouldn't have went back 2 days in a row. I mean, you had Cano sitting there twice.
Yeah.
Did Cano pitch today? I didn't even look.
I don't think he did. If he did, I know. I think he pitched yesterday, didn't he?
He might have. I don't remember. I forgot.
I feel like I remember seeing him in the game yesterday.
But I felt like Cano and Suarez weren't throwing very much lately at all.
Suarez hadn't thrown since July 8th, which was something else I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
Which is like you're wasting a roster spot. How do you have a guy in your bullpen who hasn't pitched since July 8th?
I don't know. I like Gary's comment. Just got off the treadmill to join the family crash out.
Yeah. Like,
I love that.
Legitimately, though. Like,
yeah.
And the crazy thing is, and this is what's so upsetting, dude, is that, like, every team in front of you that you needed to lose lost today. But so did you. Yeah. And so you're still only 2.5 games out. And it's just like, now you're going to. And by the way, who makes the schedule? You just randomly, you come home, you play 3 games against Atlanta, then you randomly go out to Detroit for 3 games, and then you come home again to play. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Why not just flip Detroit and Atlanta? I don't know. I started thinking about this in the car on the way home today after my game, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, then what if Atlanta's, and then what about Boston and Toronto? Like, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's a domino effect with everybody.
Did you read that story? I think it came out a couple years ago that like the MLB schedule was handwritten for like years. Like they refused to use like software or anything like that. Like it was like, I think they said it was like 2 older people, and they just did it by hand.
Yeah, well,
that's wild.
That's so that AI doesn't screw it up.
Yeah,
and give you a random 3 games in
Double
Detroit
book.
in the middle of 3 series at home. Jesus. Yeah. But this team's not making the playoffs as currently constructed.
They can't hit.
They can't hit. And my thing is, dude, I don't think that they're going to add a bat.
No.
I think that they are so focused. From everything we heard, is that they're so in on starting pitching. It's like, that's the least of your worries. Like, it's
But it's funny is like it's guys like Bob Nightingale that say it. Like the guys that clearly don't watch the Orioles.
Yeah.
Like the Orioles don't need starting pitching. They need them next year. Like if you wanted to bring somebody in that had control, I'm all for that. I'm for that. Because you're losing Eflin, which he's not pitching right now. You're losing Bassett, not pitching right now, but you're still losing guys. I mean, they haven't done the smart thing yet and signed Rodgers. So, do you want to bring something in with control to help with that? Sure, I would understand that. Be a buyer for that. I'm all for it. Do another Trevor Rogers situation where you sell and bring in somebody with multiple years control. Completely fine with that, but they need hitting. And I know they don't want to give up on their core right now, but I mean, like we're going on year 3 here. We're getting pretty close.
And I'll tell you that I'm good with Beavers hitting leadoff. His at bats have been really good. I mean, he's led the game off today. He struck out, but it was a 10-pitch at bat.
Yeah,
it was a 10-pitch at bat. And Holiday this entire month has been getting hits. Now look, he's not driving the baseball, but he's getting on base. He's walking more than he's striking out the entire month of July.
Yeah.
He's hitting like 350 this month. Just keep playing him.
For him, I think is fine.
Yeah,
I think that's his game.
Christian Encarnacion Strand has been a revelation. The guy's been so he has more clutch hits this past week, I feel like, than Gunnar has all year. And by the way, I'm looking at Gunner's stats: 2 out runners in scoring position, 154 with a 412 OPS. Late and close, 203. Tie game, 209. And that went down today.
Yeah.
By the way, this is going into today. There's not a clutch stat number that is every number except for when they are within. When the margin is greater than 4 runs, he hits 250 with a 776 OPS, and when they are behind, he hits 255. Every other number within 1, within 2, within 3, when they're ahead, late and close, tie game, 219 or worse. 219 or worse. Man, it's just... And Kobe Mayo batting against a right-hander with a wipeout slider in extra innings.
Yeah.
I think every big league player should know how to bunt. Every big league player should know how to bunt.
Yeah.
But especially a guy that cannot do dick against right-handed pitching needs to know how to bunt in that situation. Because he's not going deep there. He's not getting a base hit there. Right. The writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
Put the bat on the ball. And not just that, but he watches 3 strikes. Watches 3 strikes.
Hanging out with Taylor Ward too much.
Let's see. I haven't read this yet. Paul and Zach, my theory is Elias is waiting until Elias decides to be a seller, not before extending Rodgers. If they're sellers, he's gone. If they're buyers, he's probably extended the next week.
I think that's probably fair.
It's a fair point. It is a fair point. I think that that Rodgers has said he has made it wildly known that he wants to be here, to the point where I think he'd stay here on a discount. Yeah.
I think so too. It's frustrating, man. Like I talked about it. I don't remember what day I tweeted it, but like how everybody that has come here from third, like another team, has performed when they've been here. I mean, look down at the board. Lariano kind of basically resurfaced his career here. Ryan O'Hearn, when he came here, all of a sudden started hitting. Emmanuel Rivera, gave us a pretty solid 2024. Limited at bats, but Taylor Ward here, the average has gone up, the OPS has gone up. Obviously, the home run's way down, but maybe we'll chalk that as a draw. I'm not really sure.
The OPS has gone up? That can't be. You mean the on-base percentage?
No, on-base percentage, sorry.
Yeah.
Alonso's, I mean, he's fine. I think he's doing fine. I mean, he's got 22, 23 home runs.
That home run was his first in like a month, though, I feel like.
And, I mean, I think he's okay. Could be having a lot better, sure.
Dude, he has no protection right now.
Right. But, I mean, even who else? Tavares. Tavares was on his way out of baseball, right? He's playing okay here.
He's
Encarnacion Strand was on the way out of baseball probably. The dude was DFA'd. Like, you know, these guys that are coming here are playing well. I'm not saying they're superstars. I'm not saying they're all-stars. I'm just saying they're playing well. Our drafted guys are not.
Yeah.
And that's been the difference of the whole season.
And
I think you could probably pinpoint. I bet you could pinpoint probably 10 losses on Gunnar Henderson himself.
Oh,
just for what he does with runners in scoring position, when he does it, stuff like that.
I said a week or two ago, Gunnar's failures are magnified because he seems to always be up late and close with runners in scoring position, and fail. Yeah. And so it's that much more magnified. And case in point, he hits into the one double play that you can possibly hit into where you don't score a run. There's like 2 ways to do that.
And he finally hit it good.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I can't. That ball was hit so hard. And Pete, you said Pete Alonso shouldn't have been off the bag on a line drive. And that ball, I mean, you're off the bag anyway. That ball was hit so hard. All he had to do was put his foot down. You know? Yeah. And Alonso took the blame for that. And it's like, bro, you can't, like, anybody would have been out on that. Yeah. And I still think he was safe. I still think he was safe. This right here, this is that Brandon Hyde stuff that I'm talking about. Ward has 27 RBIs in his batting cleanup.
Yep.
He's batting cleanup. Like, this is a guy who drove in 102 last year. It's August essentially. He hasn't missed a game.
Mm-hmm.
And he has 27 RBI.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing
average.
Is that
I think he meant very above average.
No, he's saying it like even if they were just slightly below average in runners in scoring position. Didn't you put a stat up there like early, in response to one of mine? Oh, that the Orioles are hitting 272 on high velocity fastballs.
Yeah,
which blew my mind because I could not believe that. But
I mean, they're hitting 250 on the year with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and they're hitting over 300 since the end of June, I think.
Yeah,
with runners, well, until this series. But man,
I think July has really kind of dropped them down. Yeah, I mean they're 767 OPS with runners in scoring position. They're not terrible season wide. Let me just check July. I think July's been really bad. No, I mean 777 OPS in July.
Can we just talk about this?
277 average. Yeah, I mean today's going to drop that down to about 250, but I don't know, man.
Meanwhile, Kerstad is raking. Like, the biggest gap in all professional sports people is that from AAA to the majors. And
I think Kerstad's a good hitter. I think this team has enough guys that are just good hitters.
He's earned the right to be here, but don't expect him to come in and save the day.
No.
Like, you can expect him to come in and pretty much do what every other outfielder is doing for you right now.
Yeah, play really suspect defense.
And hit about 230. Yeah. Like, this is the point right here. If this offense was just average this week, they go 5-1 and we're over 500 talking about being buyers. Like, how amazing are we feeling right now if they win that first game in Boston? Yeah. And if they win that game on Friday night,
right,
against the Braves, we're feeling
good.
We're talking about 4-2. We're talking about 6-3 against Houston, Boston, and Atlanta. And now you're going to Detroit. You've got a week to the trade deadline, and you're talking about being close to 500, probably being a half game out of a wild card spot. And we're loving life. Instead, we're doing the same effing show that we've been doing for 2 months.
Yeah.
Talking about how this team just can't stop failing. Can't stop coming up small and big situations, can't catch the baseball, can't throw the baseball, and can't hit until the game's basically over. It's the same show, man.
So let me ask you, do you think, and we've played what? How many games have we played in July?
Like 22, maybe?
22.
20?
Our top 3 hitters have 35 at-bats with runners in scoring position this month. 1, 2, and 3 in the lineup.
Mm-hmm. How many games do you look up and you see that the Orioles have scored 3 runs on 6 hits, 3 runs on 7 hits? Today I think it was 2 runs on 7 hits. Was that what it was?
Our top three is the third fewest RBIs with runners in scoring position this month. Detroit has 4. Holy crap. The Nationals have 41 out of their top 3. Detroit has 4.
They have 4 RBI.
They have 4 RBIs out of their top 3 hitters this month with runners in scoring position. And the Nationals have 41. That's impressive. It's impressive.
Dude, you know what I would. Well, first and foremost, I want to remind everybody today's show is brought to you by Glenn Clark Radio. If you missed anything from Glenn Clark Radio this week, including conversations with Mike Borda, Chris Broussard, Orioles prospect Brandon Butterworth, former Maryland basketball star Daryl Morcell, and more, you can find them in the Glenn Clark Radio Week in Review feature at PressBoxOnline.com. And as always, watch and listen to GCR every Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. at PressBoxOnline.com/radio, right here on PressBox's Facebook and YouTube pages. The guy I need the Orioles to go get yesterday is Jake McCarthy.
I don't think he's going anywhere. But I tell you what they could do. They could sell really high on Taylor Ward to Philly. I'm looking at Philly's 4, 5, and 6 hitters this month. They have 6 RBIs and 50 at bats. They're hitting .095. Sell Taylor Ward to the Phillies, please.
Well,
I don't care who comes back. You can send me Don Mattingly. I don't even care.
I get it, man, and I'm not sitting here saying that Taylor Ward is, the be all, like the end all be all, and the guy who, if you get rid of him now, your offense, your outfield really sucks. But like,
I'm just tired of watching him play baseball. I shouldn't say that out loud.
I'm tired of watching. I'm tired of watching all of them play baseball, man. I mean,
Ward really, really I think his whole season has been done when it doesn't matter. Does that make sense? Like every time he comes up, runners in scoring position, late in the game, extra innings, doesn't matter. Big moment in the game, he's watching fastball, strike 1, fastball, strike 2, every single freaking time.
And that's what I'm always wondering. And I said this about Ward yesterday. It was a fastball right down the middle in a close game that he took.
3-0, wasn't
it? No. I think this was the start at bat. Okay. And I said to myself, if you're not looking fastball dead center first pitch, what are you looking for?
Right.
What are you looking for? Pete
Alonso's got a big problem with that too, though.
The whole team does.
Yes, they do.
Dude, this team, their ineptitude should be written about and studied.
Yeah.
They're like to have the players that they have, and to watch a guy like Taylor Ward go from 36 homers and 102 RBI to 7 homers and 27 RBI and be healthy all year. To watch Gunnar Henderson go from 4th in the MVP voting 2 years ago to whatever the hell this is. How do you just fall off a cliff?
Right.
I don't get it, man, and it's clearly it's driving me mad.
Yeah.
To try and figure it out.
I don't think you're the only one.
I got into I tend to get into it a little bit with people that don't understand where I'm coming from. That think I just want to be negative to be negative. Jacob Calvin-Meyer writes for the Orioles for the Baltimore Sun. He told me he was talking about the Orioles' first round picks and how they were all like pretty successful in professional baseball. I was like, no, they all aren't, and I explained why. And he said, Paul, I think you're just being negative because you're looking to be negative. And it's like, no, dude, I want to be positive. Give me anything outside the starting rotation to be positive about. What, Zach? Can you give me one thing outside of the starting rotation that we can be positive about?
I'll give you one. I do think the catchers have played pretty well this year, offensively and defensively.
The best ability is availability, and they're both on the IL right now.
Yeah, but I would, and maybe more credit to Singley and maybe Drew French too. I think they've performed well in their duties this year. But anything on the offensive side, no, not at all, 0.
Yeah, you're watching a team filled with guys who have been wildly successful at the big league level that continue to fail.
Yeah.
Day in and day out. And honestly, and I posted the other day when I saw the Orioles, I'm like, this lineup is garbage. Somebody's like, well, what would you do different? It's like, no, I'm not saying that it's garbage and they could have done better. I'm saying it's garbage because of all the guys that are hurt.
Yeah.
Like
But that's another question: is why are they always hurt? Mm-hmm. Like there's injuries around baseball, and it's typically in your pitching. Like that, I don't think we're ever getting around pitching injuries. But why are our position players? And I get it, injuries do happen. I do get it. But like Gunnar last year had a really odd injury that you don't hear about almost ever, right? And then you get I'm not saying that Holiday's injury doesn't happen very often, but it's been around baseball for a long time, and they've had ways to get around it. They've changed bat handles for crying out loud, like the axe bat and stuff. Okay, weird injury there. And granted, it happened to 3 or 4 guys already this year, but still odd. And then you get Westberg, who has Tommy John sleeping on a bad mattress. I just combined 2 injuries into one there, just trying to be funny.
yeah.
But, again, 2 extremely weird injuries. And then you have, I'm not going to put Kerstad in there. I think the injury to the head, obviously completely unavoidable there.
And there's nothing to say. I think he had another flare up with the heart stuff last year. And
Sure,
I think that's what they're not talking about.
Nate George, right now, they haven't said a word, right? This is your top prospect in the whole system. And he's home, just kind of posting on Instagram once in a while, right? He's not even around the team. So obviously that's not good at all. He might not even play the rest of this year. Basayo's been hurt a couple times this year. Been some grumblings about things with that. You've had Adley, who's had some odd injuries twice not twice, but like 2 years now. Like, when is it going to end?
Yeah.
Beavers had a tough injury. I'm not really going to knock Beavers on that. I mean, the Bleaks they're a little tough. Mountcastle breaks his foot running to second. Mm-hmm. Like, can you look around baseball and tell me another team that has the freak injuries on offense that the Orioles have?
Dude, it just, I'm in the camp that thinks that Mountcastle coming back is going to be good for this team.
Yeah, because you need somebody to hit.
Because he can hit left-handed pitching, and the Orioles as a whole cannot. But if you're able to get him, Mayo, and Tyler O'Neill into the lineup against left-handed pitching, I think that you start winning more ball games. But he needs to get back out on the field, and like you can find a way to DH him when you're facing lefties. That's not going to be an issue. The injuries have been a freak injury, and it makes me. You said Westberg. First it was sleeping on a bad mattress. He had like the
back or something. Yeah,
the back last year, and then this year he said that he woke up like he slept funny, and he woke up with the oblique, and then as soon as that got healed, then he has to have Tommy John surgery, right? And so my question is, you're going into next year. And Mike Elias, from what the owner said, Mike Elias is going to be here next year. And I think we even touched on that a little bit last week, that Mike Elias is a president of baseball operations and wants to hire a GM. So I think he's going to be here next year regardless. If he is counting on Westberg being an everyday player for them next year, is that a mistake? Like, if you don't address third base, is that a mistake?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sure. I think at this point you got to look at Holiday and Westberg and have them duke it out.
Yeah. For second base, you mean?
Yeah. Because, think about it. Coming off Tommy John, do you really want Westberg making that throw across the diamond? Now, granted, it's only once in a while, but still, like, you probably want to baby that a little bit coming back, especially for him.
So then let me also ask you this. Do you try to turn one of them into an outfielder?
Jackson Holiday should be in center field.
But he's
not an infielder.
Yeah.
He's not an infielder.
Yeah, and he's not a corner outfielder, so that would make sense, but he's not gonna be. That's the thing. Is it like
do you want to last in this league or not?
Yeah.
Because right now your projections. I mean, you're going on year 3. Granted, you're still young, and I'll give you a little bit of credit, but you're going on year 3, and you haven't really taken a step.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, plenty of guys around baseball in the history of baseball have taken 3-4 years to kind of get themselves going, and I completely get that. But I mean, if you had to put Jackson Holiday up against Jordan Westberg and Jordan Westberg stayed healthy, who would you take?
Westberg.
You're going to take the guy who's already been an all-star.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know what, though? Jackson Holiday was like literally this close last year to being an all-star in the same way
but he's
that
hitting
Westberg
220.
was. Yeah.
That's how bad second base was last year.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know, man. But the thing is, I feel like they just drafted a bunch of guys that are going to play center field for them at some point. They've got guys in the minors that can play center field for them sooner than later. I just.
Who?
Well, that's a good point. Like, who? You know, and if you,
I mean,
and,
Fabian could come up here and play great defense and strike out a ton and hit a bunch of home runs, but that's what you kind of already have.
yeah,
That's what Kowser is.
I mean, you want good defense, right? I mean, when do you think about bringing Bradfield up? You know,
I think,
like
honestly, I think him and Fabian are. I'm not going to say they're identical on defense, but I think Fabian is a plus defender. So, like, if you want some kind of offense, you go with Fabian. Problem lie here too is Bradfield's a Rule 5 pick next year, isn't he?
yeah, he's got to be added to the 40-man. So and
There's multiple guys that are good,
like
Levi Wells, pretty solid arm. Those 97, 98. Again, another freak injury. I don't know if you've read into him at all. But that's a pitcher. I mean, you kind of expect weird injuries with pitchers. But I think there's some good ones that are all Rule 5 that are arms. Could they look to swap them this trade deadline?
I'm looking at Bradfield's numbers at Norfolk this year. 676. He's never going to be a high OPS guy, but a 264 average and a 339 on base percentage.
You take that all day.
You take if you get that out of Bradfield, that's a win. I mean, that's a guy who's going to win you ball games.
Yeah.
You know, and at this point, man, the outfield played today, and look, Kowser, you don't want to give him a pass because he just doesn't hit, and then on top, except for 2 weeks here or there, and then but he plays really good defense, right? Yeah. And the error that he made today should not have happened. Allowed the runner to get the extra base, he ends up scoring, and he shouldn't have scored, right? And then the base hit by the same guy that drove in the first run, the base hit by what was that guy? Dominic Smith. The base hit to left field, where as soon as he hit it, Beavers broke back on a sinking line drive, and then that ball drops in. And even if you didn't see the ball rolling around, he trapped that. He didn't catch it. He trapped it.
Yeah.
That should have been an out. That should have been an easy catch. You know, and so at this point, if you're already not getting offensive production out of your outfield.
Yeah.
Your outfield is combined for 28 home runs and a 708 OPS this year.
Mm-hmm.
You're already not getting production. At least get somebody up here that catches the baseball and has speed. And that you can put into a situation at the end of the game where you need somebody to score. He's got crazy speed.
Here's something for you, right? Dylan Beavers has a .925 fielding percentage in left field in his career, even in the minors.
Why is he out there?
.962 in center and .980 in right field.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the Orioles, and they want to just throw them all around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
And the thing is, Zach, I think one of the things that really upsets us, that gets us feeling nuts, is they keep doing it.
Yeah.
They keep doing it. The same things you don't see any improvement. You don't see any switch. And you watch this team play fundamentally bad baseball.
Yeah.
You watch this team not hit. You watch Ward and Gunnar not produce in the top 3 or 4 of the order. You watch it day in and day out for 2/3 of the season at this point.
Yeah.
And they keep doing it. It's maddening. That's why we're losing our shit, because
what's funny is we go back to Kerstad here, right? I mean, I'm sitting here looking at his numbers, and Kerstad's a better outfielder than Dylan Beavers is.
Mm-hmm. Well, they said that coming out of college, that he was going to stick in right field in the big leagues.
Yeah, he's got a .985 fielding percentage in right field, and he's got a .978 in left field.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a .990 at first base in 40 games. Maybe we don't. I mean, now listen, Kerstad struggled a little bit to read the ball off the bat in the big leagues.
A lot of guys do.
I think Dylan Beavers also struggles to read the ball off the bat in the big leagues right now. But I still think he's a great ball player. It takes time. But when you shift them around, center field, left field, right field, right? How do they get time to really, like even in BP, like do you really have time to really focus in one spot to get better? No. Like the stadiums are different, you know, the shadows coming around, the openings with the sun. You need reps at one spot. Mm-hmm. We talk about it all the time, though. Like it's just beating a dead horse. I don't know.
To me,
should Kerstad get a spot? Sure, but like I think they're pretty dead set on him playing right field, and right now you have like 7 right fielders.
Yeah. Well, to me, man, baseball is like it's a game of repetition, and you need to get your reps, like you just said. And like, how are you? When's the last time you saw Dylan Beavers play left field?
Before this weekend?
Yeah.
In a while. He's been playing a little bit of center for a good bit.
And you throw him out there in a ballpark like Camden Yards in a series you need to win? I mean, I still go back to the game where you had where your outfield was Weston Wilson, Blaze Alexander, and Jonathan Rodriguez in a game that you needed to win.
Yeah.
Again, I think against the Diamondbacks. It was that game against the Diamondbacks. Like, you laugh to stop from crying because it's painful to watch the same crap happen day after day after day. And somebody said, oh, Kim, she said, trade Kerstad next week. I am begging. I don't even want to at this point because I can't take watching another guy that didn't get the right opportunity here go someplace else and take off.
He's going to.
I can't take it.
Because he's actually hitting that point in his career where he's considered prime.
Yeah.
You know, 27, 28, when guys really start to take off. He's legitimately going to go somewhere else if they trade him and just rake.
Somebody said up here, and I don't know that you'd be able to do it. Kind of kidding, kind of not. Gunner for Mason Miller. The war, the fact that Boris won't let him resign for fair value. To be honest with you, I don't think Gunner for Mason Miller straight up gets it done.
I do.
You think so?
1,000, very quickly.
You think that would?
I think every team in the league would salivate at the fact that Gunnar Henderson would be available because they're all just going to look at it and say, "I can fix that."
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing is I don't want to trade Gunnar either because some team is going to fix him too, and they're going to do it quick. Like if Gunnar were to get traded at this deadline. The turnaround would be instant. It would be instant, just like when Jake Arrieta had an instant turnaround as soon as he pitched for the Cubs.
Yep.
The turnaround would be instant. There is something with this franchise that they cannot develop their players.
It's sad.
They can't develop their players, and every single player on the team has the same issue hitting the baseball.
AJ does make a good point. Padres wouldn't fix him. I promise you that. Not this year. Steven Souza's not fixing anybody this year. But Padres being the Padres, they're going to get all of that fixed at this offseason. Steven Souza won't be there next year.
So, what's it going to take to get Mason Miller? If you were to try to bring in Mason Miller...
He's still got, 2 years control after this year?
I think he's got 3 years.
This year?
I think so. Let me look him up real quick. I think he's got 3 years after this year because 2 years ago I wanted him and he had 5 years.
Yeah, because they talked about moving him back as a starter.
Yeah. So I look at you need back end of the bullpen help. I don't think you're Ryan Helsley's coming back this year.
Yeah.
I just don't. And he might not be as expensive as people think he's going to be because I think the Padres are trying to package him with a bad contract. Yeah. Like a Xander Bogaerts or
I'd take Bogaerts.
Would you?
Yeah.
When's the last time he did anything relevant?
Again, you might get some of these guys out of there out of Steven Souza, you might get more out of them. It's not like we don't have a history of bringing guys here and fixing them ourselves.
Yeah, Mason Miller's not a free agent until 2030.
So you have 7, so 3.
7, 8, Yeah, you've got 3
After
years.
30 or?
Free. It says free agent 2030. Whenever I
Okay, so yeah, 3 years. Yep.
yeah. So like, see now I gotta look at Xander Bogaerts because Bogaerts I don't think has done anything of relevance in 3 years.
No. I mean, it's not even great, but I don't know, I'd take it.
218 with a 636 OPS this year. He's also 33 years old. I mean
Yeah,
that
his
that
contract
that,
sucks.
that contract
His contract's
was
bad.
was stupid. But I mean, since he's been in San Diego, he hasn't cracked 20 homers. He hasn't cracked 60 RBI.
Yeah, I lied to you. I wouldn't take that contract. They owe him
Yeah,
25 a year till 2033. I wouldn't take
Yeah.
that. That's a lot.
Now, who I would take in a heartbeat is Manny.
And Merrill.
Yeah.
Merrill solves a lot of issues.
He does. Manny's hitting like 270 the last month plus.
Yeah, he's
with like
destroyed
and
the
his
baseball.
OPS is approaching 1,000 the last month plus. And just to kind of point out how bad he was to start the year, he's been doing that for over a month and he's still only hitting 207 with a 723 OPS.
Yeah.
He's been tearing the cover off the ball for over a month. But you get Manny in this lineup to play third base. You put him in the middle of the order. Manny solves. There's a couple of players on that. Fernando Tatis solves a lot of your problems. There's a couple of guys on there with big contracts that you could trade to get Mason Miller and take on their contract, free up a lot of space for the Padres that solve a lot of problems for the Orioles. Now,
I'd take Tatis over Manny, I think.
Well, I mean, he's younger,
That's
faster. Yeah, I mean, and he's got 114 hits.
And he's got a hose.
Yeah.
Hose.
I mean, he's a did he win
You
the
want to control the
Platinum
running
Glove in
game a
right
little
field?
bit? Yeah.
Yeah, like
And he can play center, but, I mean, probably don't want him to. You want to try and keep him healthy.
yeah, there's a handful of guys that you could bring over with Mason Miller that make this team that fix the Orioles right now. No, and that's the thing is like I said this. I posted today. The Orioles, as currently constructed, are not making the playoffs. You know, and they're going to have to acquire players, right? And if people were like, I don't want to sell off to acquire those players because I don't want to give up the prospects or the talent that's going to take to get those players because they're not winning the World Series anyway. And it's like, yes, you want to win.
You never know in baseball, man. You just never
wanna
know.
win the
You
World
just got to get in.
Series. Dude, there was a point in 2023. There's a point in 2023 where the Diamondbacks were 8 games below 500 in August, and they went to the World Series.
Well, Nationals did it too, right?
The Nationals were 19-31 in 2019, and they went to the World Series. They had the worst bullpen for that season in the history of the game. And
Worse than this year's? This year's got to have to rival it.
dude, their bullpen ERA was like 5.25 that year. It was the
Oh
worst
my
in the
God, it might
history
be
of
worse.
baseball. But then what they did was they put the guys that weren't going to start for them, like they had a legit starting rotation. Those guys went to the bullpen.
Yeah.
You had Scherzer coming out of the pen at different points. You had Strasburg doing it. You had Patrick Corbin doing it back when Corbin was good.
Yeah.
The Texas Rangers, they made all those moves at the deadline to try and get better. They were well below 500 after the trade deadline in 2023. Them and the Diamondbacks backed into the postseason, and they went to the World Series.
Yep.
You know, so like, and I know we haven't won a World Series since 1983, and yes, that is the goal. Ultimately, the goal is to win the World Series. But like where this team is now, they've been to the playoffs 7 times since that 83 season. They have 13 winning seasons in my lifetime. So my goal isn't win the World Series this year. My goal is get to the dance and see what happens because you got to get there first. And if you can make the playoffs, you do it.
Yeah.
If you can get in the playoffs, you do it because then you get to roll the dice.
Yep.
You do it every single time. That's why I was so mad at Brandon Hyde in 2022 because they had a golden opportunity in front of him, and I felt like he cost them the postseason. But we're not going to get into that. But like, it's a whole thing, man.
Yeah. It sucks, man. They need a lot of offense.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there, if you're in Mike's shoes, right? You invested in these guys, you handpicked them. Do you just give up on them?
You're not giving up on them.
Like if you acquire somebody,
I mean, you're not acquiring somebody to take Jackson's spot, and you're not
Why?
acquiring somebody. Dude, he's putting the bat on the ball. He's his walk rate is, if he had enough qualified at bats, his walk rate's among the best in baseball.
Good.
Like he's hitting ninth for you. Jackson
Yeah.
Holiday is far from the problem for you. You know the
Offensively.
problem. Yeah, for me, and I mean there aren't a lot. In my opinion, there aren't a lot of standout defensive second basemen.
No.
You know, so like I'm Jackson Holiday's defense at second base. I'm not really overly concerned about that because it's never, in my opinion, the throw the other day. Okay, but like it hasn't been to the point where you're like this guy's costing his ball games with his defense. That
Yeah.
one, yeah, you know. But for me, it's you love CES. CES says yes. I created that meme, which was pretty cool. You love what you're seeing from him, but you're also waiting for the other shoe to drop. Right? You need somebody to come play third base every day that's going to catch the baseball, throw the baseball, make the plays, and hit.
Yep.
That has done that every single day, and you don't have to wait for the other shoe to drop because you know it's not going to.
Right.
Right? So then he's not giving up on Holiday. He's not giving up on Gunner. Cowser, like the 2 weeks that you get hot every 2 months is not enough to say like I'm sorry, you've lost the opportunity for him. He should have been given up on long ago.
Right.
You know, but you can keep Cowser in your lineup against right-handed pitching and bring him in situations where he's going to get a fastball and have him play good defense for you. But like, he has to be replaced. Beavers, leave him in right field. Cowser's got to be replaced. Ward's got to be replaced. Like Cowser's really the only one you're giving up on because he's giving you no other recourse.
I think it's fair. And look, there's so many guys they have to trade because of the Rule 5. Trade them. Like I'd like to keep Levi Wells. I think you try to keep Levi Wells in the 40-man, but like there's like 7 guys.
Creed Willems is somebody who has to be added to the 40-man, or he's Rule 5 eligible. Are you adding him?
I don't think they're going to.
Yeah. So somebody will take him.
Yeah.
Somebody will take Creed Willems will be taken in Rule 5 and catching in the big leagues.
eligible this last year, and nobody took him.
What he's done in AAA this year, somebody will take him this year.
Yeah.
This part right here, I don't know if this is being facetious or not, but he probably was. Walk Holiday to get to Sam Huff.
Yeah.
And honestly, in that situation, Sam Huff knows he's not coming through there.
Yeah. So they have Bradfield, Creed. Creed went undrafted last year in the Rule 5, but he's eligible again. Nestor Herman, which, I mean, we're pretty high on him. He's in AAA. Levi Wells is in AAA. I'm high on him. Aaron Estrada, probably my favorite prospect in the entire organization. He's in AA. Thomas Sosa, I don't think they go to try to add him. Luis De Leon, they're not going to. They may look to trade him, maybe. Zach Fruit and Braxton Bragg, maybe both of those go. I mean, Zach Fruit throws 101 miles an hour. Bragg, pretty decent. Patrick Riley, who just came back from injury. And then Jerron Watts-Brown, who's now just got promoted to AAA. That's a lot. That's got to be added to the 40-man. So I can see this team being a buyer and a seller.
Yeah. People keep talking about Creed Willems and why is he not on the roster. And it's a multitude of things. Number one, he's not on the 40. And yeah, you can easily DFA Trump or Huff or both to get him here, right? But then he's going right back to the minors, so you're using one of his minor league options because you have your top two catchers coming back off the IL. The other thing is his defense is not big league ready.
No.
So
They say he's worse than Basayo.
Yeah, and if his bat is better than both Trump and Huff, his defense is significantly worse.
Yeah.
And so
I think right now they're still trying to ride the hot wave with the starting staff. So they're going with, experienced guys that could call a baseball game and have good defense and receive the ball pretty well. I mean, you shouldn't have to rely on one guy on offense to get something going when you're paying multiple guys a lot of money to hit. to where like Huff and Trump shouldn't even. But the offense is so bad that you're begging for production out of every spot.
I don't understand though how you pick up Pozo, you purchase his contract, and then you option him to AAA. Why is he not here? He was hitting 240.
Double A, right? I think it was double A.
Was it Double A?
Yeah, he's in Chesapeake.
No. They optioned him to AAA.
He's in Chesapeake playing.
Maybe he was hurt. Maybe he's on a rehab assignment.
I don't
know.
Let me make sure, because I thought my buddy just sent me a thing that he was
Orioles
at Chesapeake.
fan 72 said, I heard Basayo won't be back until late August and Adley won't be ready when he is eligible. Where did you hear that?
Yeah, so it was July 24th. They sent him to the Bay Sox.
Oh, really? So that was just on Friday.
Yeah. So the 23rd, they optioned him to Norfolk, and then the 24th, optioned the Bay Sox. They probably had to create room down in Double A.
So that's two different comments on here from people who comment on the show all the time, who have said that the Adley and Basayo aren't coming back anytime soon. So
I don't know. I mean, if it's Basayo, I mean, who knows? The guy's been hurt.
Yeah,
pretty much every year of his career so far.
She said Kim said that Pozo was on the taxi squad today.
Good.
Maybe because Bowie is so close.
Yeah, it's possible.
And so is Norfolk on the road? That's probably why.
Yeah.
Because Bowie's so close.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's probably what happened. They optioned him to AAA because there was room there because they brought those two guys up. And then, they're bringing on the road, so he's keeping them close here to just get at bats because, I mean, AA and AAA right now are pretty identical in terms of talent. And then if he's on the taxi squad, then maybe he's heading to Detroit. And Trump's probably gone.
Yeah. Trump over Huff? I mean...
Huff is a very good defensive catcher.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I get that. Man, if Basayo and Adley are both out for an extended period of time, you have to get bats at the deadline. Because you can't, even with Pozo being better than Huff and Trump, you can't have him out there as he's gonna be a main part of your lineup. You don't. It just sucks, man. Like, your outfield is so bad, offensively and defensively. Like, Gunnar has. At this point, I don't think Gunner's turning it around.
No.
Like, he had a great series in Boston and then just pissed down his leg against Atlanta. And again, hits another solo home run when he does homer. And the other 3 at bats, 3 strikeouts yesterday.
Yeah.
At this point, like, we can't expect him to turn it around because he hasn't shown that he will
consistently
all year. Today's show has been brought to you by the latest edition of Press Box Print. The latest issue is available now on the cover. Dave LaMonaco profiles how Orioles play-by-play broadcaster Kevin Brown became an amiable mainstay in Baltimore and one of the top voices in all of baseball. Also inside, Antonio Barbera looks at whether the championship window is narrowing for the Ravens veteran core, and it's our special travel issue with a look at sports tourism options for you and your family around Maryland this summer. Be on the lookout for the new print issue for free at your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores, and also read it at PressBoxOnline.com. Oh man, I feel bad because what is there to say?
Right.
Like, what is there to say? The bullpen, they need a high leverage arm. The trade deadline's a week away, and it's like, and I was talking about this with some of the guys on my team today, that this third wild card has watered baseball down so much, and it's why the first significant trade we've seen was Connolly early for what's Mead's first name?
Curtis.
For Curtis Mead yesterday. That's the first trade that we've seen.
Wild trade, in my opinion.
I cannot believe you give up a lefty starter like Connolly early, who's had success this year.
For a guy that was DFA'd.
Yeah, like that was, in my opinion, that was such a bad trade.
Now, granted, he still has control. I think he may actually have more control than Connolly does. But either way, like, that could be a quick, like, poop. Like, what if he just... Now, granted, like, if you look at his, was it the stadium? Like, the spray chart in the stadiums, he would have, I think, like 7 extra home runs.
Oh,
So he'd
really?
have about 20-some home runs.
Okay. Because he's got 18.
Yeah. He's hitting well. And he's still, what, I think he was like 25, 26
25,
maybe?
26, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It might work out. I mean, Caleb Durbin seemed like a really stupid trade for them at the beginning, too. And Kyle was really throwing the ball well from Milwaukee. And now he stinks, and Durbin's hitting the crap out of the ball. So maybe they just take some time to kind of work themselves out. But that might just be one of those win-win for both teams kind of trade, too.
Yeah. I mean, they're not upset about it, so I just but the third wild card is just watered down baseball because you have like 6 teams that are actually out of it.
Right.
You know, and everybody has the same. Everybody wants a right-handed hitting outfielder. Everybody wants late inning relief help. Everybody wants a starting pitcher. You know, and so the Orioles needs are needs for a lot of teams. And so like you're sitting here and you're like, how are we this close despite being this bad and haven't done anything to address a need yet?
Yep.
But you know that they're not going to do anything till next Monday.
Right.
It's just it's very, very frustrating. Somebody said to me that they think that you were eventually going to see a sub 500 team make the playoffs. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that you're going to see a sub 500. I mean, the Astros did at 29-31 in 2020, but they made it to the 7th game of the ALCS.
Right.
And it was a 60-game season, and like they got hot late.
Right.
So but that doesn't count. That's a 60-game season. In a 162-game season, a sub 500 team is not going to make the postseason.
Yeah.
But the expansion will help it be less watered down because there's going to be 2 extra teams at some point. But man, it's just like you're going to see a flurry of activity, you know, starting this week, but mainly right up on the last day of the deadline. You're going to see a flurry of activity. It's going to be teams leveraging offers against other offers, and you're going to see. I personally think you're going to see a lot of overpays at this deadline. You know?
Well, I think last 3-4 years, I think you've really seen it.
I'm very interested to see what the Orioles do because I can't imagine that they're going to do enough because they never have, right? So like in 2024, they went and they got Trevor Rogers at the deadline, and he pitched a 7.5 ERA over 4 starts. He was like, and they traded Austin Hayes for Sir Anthony Dominguez, and those are like the 2 big moves, right? In 2023, they traded for Jack Flaherty, which I thought was a terrible move, and it proved to be.
Well, they traded for Soto too. Who'd they give up for that? Seth Johnson and who else?
Oh, that was the guy. Wait, where was Soto? He was
Philly.
He was with Philly.
Yeah. I think Dominguez and both of them were from Philly, weren't they? Soto and Dominguez?
Yeah, but they were two separate deals.
Yeah. One
And
was with one had Seth Johnson in it, and the other one had I can't remember who that was.
Austin Hayes got traded for Sir Anthony.
Yeah.
And the Orioles also traded with Cincinnati, I think, to get Austin Slater.
Was it Cincinnati or was it the White Sox?
I think it was Cincinnati that they traded with because the White Sox they got what the hell's his name?
Yeah.
That former left fielder who used to hit but now Jimenez.
Yes, Eloy.
Eloy Jimenez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got that's what it was. Moises Chance and Seth Johnson for Soto.
For Soto.
And remember everybody freaked out about not everybody, Jason Lockenfora freaked out about Moises Chance. He's pitched well. He's in Double A right now with a 3.24 with just 6 starts. I guess he was hurt maybe. Yeah, he must have been hurt. He was down in the FCL for a bit. But yeah, I mean Seth Johnson's been poop too.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I remember I think it was for Jack Flaherty when I think it was Zach Showalter was involved in that, and I was like, man, Showalter's got some stuff. He's like 19. I was like, he's got some stuff. He just got released like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. He got released.
I thought Zach Showalter went in as part of that trade to Tampa Bay.
They traded him again, I think, but we traded him for Jack Flaherty.
Okay. Well, didn't we
'Cause that was
trade
with Drew. Was it Drew Rom too?
Drew Rom and Cesar
Yeah.
Prieto?
Yeah, and Zach Showalter was the throw-in at the end.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right.
Yep.
Um,
And Prito's
but
okay. He's playing, not
Is he-
much,
is he? Did he make the big leagues?
up and down.
He was because he was a guy who I liked because he
Yeah.
put the bat on the ball, but he didn't hit for power.
Right. And I think
he-
Drew Rom is finally sticking. He's with Milwaukee's bullpen,
Okay.
and he's, I think, finally sticking a little bit. He's pitched okay,
Yeah.
but it took Drew Rom a really long time to get back here. He's got a 3. He might have went back down again. Goodness.
JLC freaks out about everything. I got
Yeah.
lumped in with him as the two most negative Orioles Twitter follows
Yeah.
by that one dude. What was his name? Keith Whitmore.
I don't know.
Some guy. But the whole point is the sell-off was fine last year, but like the Orioles have never, Mike Elias in this window, this quote-unquote window, has never made a trade that was a needle mover in the moment.
Yeah.
Trevor Rogers was really good last year and he's really good again this year, but in the moment he's never made a trade to help the team.
Yeah. I agree with that.
You know, and so like I can't even get myself excited about this deadline. I kind of just wanted to get here and go so that I can just see what they do, know that I'm going to not be happy with it, and then, you know, talk about it on the show again. You know?
I'll kind of counter that with this is the first offseason he's actually signed a big name too.
That's fair though. I mean, he went out and he got Helsley and Alonso and traded for Boz, signed Chris Bassett. So that's true. That's true. You know, and despite what Rubenstein said, maybe he knows his back is against the wall and he's got to go out there and make some moves. Like
I think for sure it is.
I don't think that the Orioles are going to be more than 3-4 games out of 500 out of the wild card by the time the deadline hits. Because Detroit's not playing great. Philly's come back down to earth a little bit recently. So, like, you have an opportunity in front of you. I think they're going to be buyers. It's just like, are the needs that we see are so glaringly obvious with this ball club? Does the front office agree with us?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, all summer long, find the latest news about high school coaching changes and previews for football season by visiting countysports.zone. Countysports.zone is proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. Also, your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment at Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington. Customer satisfaction comes first. Their team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. And they make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery. Find out more at leadingedautobody.com. Zach, you got anything else today, man, that you want to get into?
I don't think so.
There's only so much that you can say.
Yeah.
Right? It's you have to play better baseball. You've just got to play better baseball. Catch the ball, throw the ball, get hits of runners in scoring position, have productive team at bats. Even if you don't get a hit, do something that moves a guy over.
Right.
You know, it's very, very frustrating. So,
Yeah.
All right. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our loyal listeners, viewers. Without you, we do not have a show until next week when we're taking a hard look at the trade deadline.